What is up, YouTube? I am Despia and Josh, and I just got 6th place at the Burnaby Vancouver Regionals WCQ playing branded Despia. So today I've got my deck list to share with you guys, and I'll also share my thoughts on how the deck list performed and how I think Despia is in this format, along with a little talk about my matchups and what I would change going into the upcoming format that is literally in a week. But until then, let me start off with my deck list real quick. I played triple Aliber. Aliber is honestly one of the best cards in the deck. We already know that. It searches Branded Fusion. It does have a secondary effect Engrave, which can sometimes help chain blocking your Quertus, which comes up every once in a while. Then we played 3 Albaz. I definitely think 3 Albaz is necessary now. I don't think you can get away with 2. Personally, I've always played 3 because I thought he was a good card to open because he's a good discard in the 2-card combo to make it so that you can have a live Rinbrum on your opponent's turn. And he also helps you play around Ash if you open him, along with Cartesia or something, at least end on Sanctifier or a Mirror Jade. I definitely think 3 is fine. You actually want to open an Albaz, but you don't want to open 2, so I understand why some people only played 2, but I still think 3 is nice. And I don't think I opened 2 at all during the event at all. It's a 44 card deck list, so it makes a bit of sense. Then next I played 2 Cartesia, the best girl in the deck. She is a walking, talking polymerization for level 8 or higher fusions. She's the reason why our deck does not care about targeting interactions. Literally summoning a Cartesia hurts a Rescue Ace board because we just summon her in normal or Aliber, can't interact with it, go battle, attack over the SP Little Knight, whatever. You know, Cartesia helps a lot with decks that focus on targeting. And of course, we played Quem. Quem is a custom card for Despia. She does everything and more. But unfortunately, she's not a starter. You have to have her paired with other cards, but that's fine. She's honestly an extender, and she's like the best extender Despia could have ever asked for. We play Mercurier. It's our searchable negate. Stops Nibiru. We like that. It doesn't destroy as well, which is very relevant in the Fire King matchup, so it was nice. Also, Gold Sark target. It searches basically every Albaz monster, which is really nice. Tragedy, Foolish Gold Sark target. You open it with Branded Opening, you're feeling really good. Also, the secondary effect does come up in the grind game if you haven't killed them by then yet. You know, banish him, set your Branded and Red back. There was a game where I used BAR 3 times. First I set off Albion, Retribution back to hand, and then Tragedy set it. BAR in the grind game is honestly better than Branded Fusion, but of course Branded Fusion then turn 1 is a lot better. Albion, he draws a card and puts Albaz Engrave, or Retribution, or Opening, whatever you need. Really good. He's an upstart goblin for the deck. Also helps in the grind game. Counts as Albaz in the grave, which sometimes matter. Really good. Adlib. Adlib carried a lot of the games, honestly. The fact that I can go into a board, break it, and then reset my Mirror Jade so that would be live when it comes to my opponent's turn again is so nice. There were times where I didn't even side him out going second just because of how useful he was. And now a little bit of a non-standard part of my list. Everything up till now has been pretty standard. We play 1 Lubellion, 1 Saronir, 1 Magnum Hunt, and 1 Druisworm. The reason why I went with the higher Bestial package is because I was a little bit scared of rogue decks out there, and most rogue decks are light and dark, but because of fire decks running the Diabellstar engine, there's always a Diabellstar in the grave, the Bestial, which turns these guys into outs for SP. Not that we really need an out to SP, we play around it anyway, but it's nice. Opening Mag goes plus over 9,000, man. And then go Mag into Lubellion into Druisworm, or Mag into Albion to send an Albaz and draw a card. It's always nice. The Druisworm I don't think was necessary. I didn't get punished for playing it, but I think it's highly cuttable, and I don't think I'll bring it with me into the next meta. At most, it would be a side deck card, but I don't think I'd main deck the Druisworm, but I will 100% continuing maining the Magnum. It's really good. Next, play Triple Ash. My opinion, it's the only hand trap worth really main decking right now. It is the best hand trap. That opinion will change probably going in, but for now, for this current format that we're going to have a week left of, Ash was perfect. One Veiler. I played Veiler for 3 reasons. Crossout target. Second reason, it's a light spellcaster, so it's fusion material for Sanctifier. And it's a live hand trap to draw off Guardian Chimera, so it's nice. So that's why I just played it. I was thinking about bumping it up to 2, but then my deck would have been 45, but then I didn't really want that. 1 was fine. I saw it when I saw it. If I didn't see it, I didn't really care much. That's it for the monsters, as I put this away in a really unorganized fashion, but who cares? Anyway, 3 branded fusion. This card is bonkers, so I got 3 alties, of course. This card does everything every other deck wished they could do. Every deck wishes they can have a circular when they should be wishing they can have a branded fusion. And circular is banned now. I love that. Anyway, 3 branded opening. This card gets you to branded fusion and protects your guys. Almost as good as branded fusion itself. Really nice. Then you play 3 super poly. This card would have been so good at the event, except I've only drawn it like once or twice, and the only time I remember it being impactful was when I super polyed my own monsters in round 7 to OTK for game. But there were so many times where if I did open this, I would have just won a game like 10 times faster, and I wouldn't have to grind as hard, or I wouldn't have lost a game. I think I only dropped like 3 or 4 games throughout the entire event. Most of my rounds were 2-0s, which was really nice. But yeah, Super Poly is really good. I think I'm going to keep it going into the next format. Amblo Whale Pass is kind of weird. I'm not sure how good Super Poly will be into that, but I guess you can Super Poly them as they start playing on your turn, which is nice. So I might keep it. I'm going to do some testing and let you guys know in a future video, but for now, Super Poly was great. Definitely a good card. Next, 3 Crossout. Nothing to say. It stops Ash. I've never sided it out. Crossout stayed in the whole time because I could cross out an Ash Blossom going second. Because a full board plus Ash just cooks Despia, but a full board and Branded Fusion resolving normally leads to breaking said board, so Crossout never came out of the deck. It stayed in all the time. I love this card. I wish Despia didn't have to play it, but you know what? It's nice. I like it. I wouldn't cut it. Really good. 3 Fusion deployment. Summons Cartesia or Albaz for literally free of no cost. It's just a broken card. I love it. Nothing to say there. Brandon in red. I kind of wish I had 2 sometimes, but those situations are rare and 1 was enough, especially since you can recycle it with Retribution and Tragedy, so 1's enough. Lost. This card's broken. Also helps you break boards. I honestly like this card better going second than going first. Talents. Your opponent ashes you, you hand rip or draw into the engine you need. Going second, it helps break boards. And the reason why I'm only playing 1 is I have 3 thrusts in the side, and I didn't have space for it in the side deck, so I decided to throw in the main, because why not? And I don't think I saw this card at all throughout the entire event, so I can't say if I liked it or not, but you know, it was in my deck. I don't think I ever even searched it off thrust. Normally off thrust I search like a Harpies or something, but it's a good card. I don't think I'd cut it. I like having it. It's another card that helps me play around Ash, I guess. Called by, got my beautiful QCR called by. I pulled it. I saw this card way too much at the events, and I absolutely love it. Every time I see this card, I win. If I don't like full on brick, you know. But good card. Foolish Burial, 1 card starter. Gold Sark, 1 card starter. That's it for spells. Nothing to explain much more of there. Played 1 Imperm, Retribution. Quite literally just a crossout target. I didn't like it as a hand trap. Because against Rescue Ace, you can't even Imperm Turbulence. They're going to have SP sub just to dodge it. Literally there just for the crossout target and an extra hand trap. Honestly, if Imperm wasn't in the format and other people weren't playing it, I wouldn't even be playing it for a crossout target. I'd just full on outcut it. But I wanted to up the hand trap count at least a tiny bit, so I decided to throw it in since it had extra values. It's not a bad card. I'd rather just play like 6 copies of Ash or something, you know, but it's good. Anyway, that's 44 in the main. I'll move on to the extra deck. My extra deck is really standard, especially with the Super Polys, so it's 2 Mirror Jade. How nice would it be to play 3, but 2's enough. 2 Albion, I'd love to play this at 3 as well, but 2's enough. Chimera, really good. Albion, this thing is like, every time I summon this, the only out my opponents would have to Albion is literally Typhon, that's it. They had nothing else to out Albion. Albion was such a beast today, like I could sit on it and my opponent couldn't do anything. Typhon and Talents are your only outs to this for most of those decks. So just summoning Albion was really nice, and then continuously super polying away my opponent's cards. And the amount of SPs I stole with this is it's hilarious. Hey, Brandon can't play SP? Let me just steal yours real quick. Anyway, good card. Also, SP can't out this, cannot be targeted. Really good. I'm not playing the Gimmick Puppet Lock. This is just a good card in Despia. You don't need the lock to play it. I can keep going on about this card. It's really good. You should be playing it. Next, we played Lubellion. I would love to bump this up to 2, but unfortunately there's no space. If I do eventually cut Super Poly in the future, this might get bumped up to 2. Titaniclad is something you can Super Poly cards away using Albaz, but that only happened like once. Normally I'm just sending him the grave off Mirror Jade, summoning Quamor and Albaz in the end phase to nuke my opponent's board. Brenbrum, good card. Masquerade, this is like less standard, not many people main deck the Masquerade, but the amount of pressure that he applies is really nice. I love it. And especially when your opponent is forcing your BIR out with like a Harpies, Lightning Storm, or Evenly. I don't like going into Queritus because I'm often summoning Queritus off Grand Signal, so I just like going into the Masquerade. Masquerade's really nice. It makes it so that if your opponent doesn't kill you on their turn, they've lost enough life points that you can just hit them with any of the big guys and win there. So it just makes winning on turn 3 a lot easier. I like Masquerade. The fact he also comes back if your opponent controls an extra deck monster has not really saved me, but it helped me a lot, just giving fusion material on the board. Masquerade, good. Then Grand Wignall, good card. I also would bump this up to 2 if I could, but don't have the space. I never really missed the second one, but there were times where a second one would have helped, you know? Then Queritus, this card's broken, you can't cut it. I've tried cutting it. Every time I've cut the card, I've regretted it. Really good. Then Dragostapelia, got my nice QCR. It's basically a Despia card. And then Super Poly targets. And nice token. So, funny story with this token. I got nibbed, I think like 7 or 8 times throughout the event, and I won all 7 or 8 of those games. Despia does not care about nib or droll alone. If you have nib droll plus another hand trap or something, then we'll care. Like obviously double hand trap hurts the deck a lot, but nib or droll alone, most players, especially a good player, will just shrug it off. Anyway, the part that you guys are probably here for are the side deck options. So I really prepared myself for Labyrinth and Runic variants, so I played 3 Ghost Bell. Obviously it hits Labyrinth and Runics. I didn't play a single Labyrinth at the event, which was funny, considering how many I saw. I did play 2 Runics though. I played against Runic Stun and Runic Bestial. This cooks Runic Bestial. Not really cook, but it helps a lot. Because I can use this as a defensive card to negate their Bestials on my BAR, or I can simply just Bell the Fountain. And then I played Droll. This is for Vanadium and of course Runic variants. Nothing to really say there, it's a good hand trap. And like I said earlier, I played 3 thrusts. I probably could have gone away with 2, but in a 44 card deck, when I want to see it, I want to see it. And the reason why I played 3 is because of Pearly. I have 4 cards in my deck that owe Pearly, that's it. Unless I won the die roll and go first, I'm fine. If going second is really hard. So that's why I played 3. If I am able to cut the deck down a little bit, I might play 2, but 3 was fine. And Harpies. Harpies will never leave the side deck. This card is just broken. Herald of the Abyss for Pearly. As soon as Pearly gets hit more on the ban list or like leaves the meta, that card's gone. Played 2 evenly. The reason why I only played 2 was because I couldn't find space to fit a 3rd one in. I would have if I had like a 16 card side deck, but you know, I couldn't. And of course I have 3 thrusts. I probably couldn't have even just played 1 evenly. Because oftentimes my opponents would like clear my field for me, or I could simply clear it myself, go battle phase, kill the Aliber I normal summon if they interacted with it, and then just evenly end the battle, right? It was a good card. I'm probably going to cut it going forward because all the fire decks are just going to end on Ambler Whale Pass. These will probably maybe be Cosmics or Lightning Storms, because getting rid of their field spell, you know, nukes their board, which is nice. But yeah, I think Cosmic would be better. Or if not Cosmic, I'd probably be playing Soul Release. I did just get playsets of Soul Release, and I'm definitely going to throw those in the future. So evenly was good for this event. I'm not so sure moving forward. And then D-Barrier. This is a cross-out and a thrust target, but I only ever put it in as a cross-out target against Lab. Everything else I didn't bother signing it in. If they had the D-Barrier plus their board, I'm losing anyway, so yeah. It's also a a thrust target. If a Pearly player ashes me, I go thrust at D-Barrier, collect Z's, I win. They can't play. It goes back to my turn, I follow up and I kill them. D-Barrier good, and then for the decks that D-Barrier can't hit, I played Druid Cannon. Druid Cannon was really nice. I only resolved it like once, but that's because I only needed to do it once at the event. And yeah, that's my list. 44, 15, and 15. I went 6-1-1 in 8 rounds of Swiss, got 6th place, won my beautiful mat here. I'm gonna put up a quick shot of my matchups throughout the day, and I'll also put a pie chart of the top 8 at the end. And I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. And right before I end the video, I almost forgot, I'm gonna do some quick shoutouts. Shoutouts to the CWG boys for all the practice and helping me get to where I am. Especially my boy Rhinex, that guy is my GOAT. He coached me, made sure I was ready for this event. And of course, shout out to the Despians, that's my team. We got 2 of us in top 8, it was really nice. I got Marcus on Vanadium, of course that deck's broken. He got 8th place. And shout out to the rest of my team for making it close and dominating the side events, honestly. And then last shout out to everything J&J, #bestlocals. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, I'll see you in the next one.